President Obama, my name is Laura Smith, and I have a message for you. I know that up close in meetings most days, you likely come face to face with those who have ties to big oil and gas, and you look them right in the eye because they're right there in the same physical space in the public, while in print and on screen and in mass via mob can be easier not to see because you don't have to look us individually in the eye each day. Well, see me. See the families, not masses. See the citizens who heard your voice and your hopes and voted for you, hoping in turn that by speaking their minds and giving you their vote, America would head down a different, greener, cleaner road. Please hear our demand and say no to the Keystone XL Pipeline. It's bad for the environment, would be bad for the American people now and in the future, and it sends a bad message to the world about what we in the United States stand for. The Keystone XL Pipeline would bring foreign Canadian oil to American refineries for export to foreign overseas markets, and sure, we'll get some of the oil and profits, but the only real way we're going to decrease our imports from the Middle East is through embracing renewable sources of energy and working to break our addiction to fossil fuels before we break ourselves. You see, yes, it's true. The construction of the pipeline will create new jobs, but these jobs will be short-term, and many say it's confirmed that the TransCanada estimates for job creation are exaggerated. Transitioning towards a greener, cleaner economy will create a multitude of jobs too, and ones with more permanence. If we're going to create temporary short-term jobs, let's fix the roads that already need mending, expand public transportation, giving people who currently drive more incentive not to. What we need are jobs that give people money to get food on the table, making their living conditions more stable while helping the United States people. Jobs that folks can wake up to in the morning and feel good about doing, knowing they're helping their country progress to a more positive place instead of creating cognitive dissonance, heading to work feeling like something's out of place, knowing they're helping their family by bringing home money, but also hurting themselves and their families by bringing the Keystone XL Pipeline into reality. People who get jobs building the pipeline will likely come from families living in places near where it will run through. Families who will have to live in fear of rupture and spills. Families who will have to pay an estimated 20 cents more per gallon of gasoline, since much crude oil refined will never reach our own drivers' tanks. Thanks, but no thanks. The Keystone 1 was estimated to have 1 spill in 7 years. Instead, there were 12 spills in 1. If the Keystone XL Pipeline ruptures after being built by our hands, it would be devastating for the heartland of America, threatening drinking water for millions and sabotaging agricultural land, an attack launched upon ourselves we could easily prevent by not spending $7 billion to begin with and saying no to building this beast. President Obama, the Keystone XL Pipeline will be a symbol of the United States moving backwards. We have a lot of authority in the world right now, and we need to be deliberate about the choices we make. What do we stand for? What do we want to stand for? Building this pipeline won't be what's best for the world your daughters will be living in 40 years, and it's not what's best for us now. The tar sands, destructive to the environment with severe implications for our future climatically, should not be exploited, and the fact it's being resorted to at all is a sign we need to adapt to an alternative to fossil fuels. We need to move away from oil and stop soiling our land and our air, ourselves and our future. We should not condone exploiting the tar sands by going out of our way to welcome the transportation of crude oil through ourselves via planting a pipe down our middle, stretching nearly 2,000 miles, ripping through our heart, a physical mark under America's skin to divide the United States in two, and I say no. No to the Keystone XL Pipeline. No to big oil and gas taking precedence over the health and well-being of our people. No to saying we want to move towards energy efficiency and then not backing that up in action. We've got to gain traction. President Obama, say yes to taking real steps towards a green economy and spending money on developing renewable energy sources and creating jobs that way instead of on the pipeline. You have the power to steer this nation towards a greener future and to set a precedent for our future leaders by listening to what the people who elected you are asking you to do and then acting on it, despite pressure from big corporations. But you also have the power to take us backwards, to let us be the plaything of big oil and gas, making few already huge pockets bulge. There isn't an undo button for this, but there is an easy button to avoid all the bad potential possibilities which could stem from it. Just say no to the Keystone XL Pipeline. I'll be in Washington, D.C. next weekend on November 6th for the next phase of the tar sands action. See you then!